Right, you don't know what you're encountering. You have a sort of something in your mind where you say, I think this is what's going to happen, but that never happens. And so for here, the surprise was we hit a large number of 18th century artifacts relatively high up in the stratigraphic sequence. And so we didn't expect that to happen. And then, so it sort of whet our appetite to think, well, maybe there'll be even more when we get down a little bit farther down. And of course, that didn't happen. We actually started to get less, but we're still getting a great number of colonial artifacts. And so we were hoping that these artifacts would be associated with a building, and we've not uncovered that as of today.
This site continues to just always, every year has a surprise or two for you.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, archaeology is great in that way, is that, you know, if you get you get to the point where you get a big head about, well, I know what's going on, I've got this all figured out, and then it just takes a club and hits you in the head with it.
The things that you found this year, I know you've found some wig curlers. We saw that the last time you and I were out here. Is there anything else that's been real interesting for you? The pottery was fascinating.
Yeah, so just the fact that it's here, I was thinking this was the edge of the site, and this should sort of, the number of artifacts should slowly decline and become to get to the point where you don't find anything out here. And that did not happen. Actually, the number of artifacts increased as we're going to the edge, once again suggesting there's a big activity area. Something's going on out here, and we just haven't landed on it quite yet. We'll expand this block next year and sort of double it in size, and then if we need to, we can still push to the south and open up even more space, and eventually we'll figure out what these artifacts are associated with.
I mean, that's really what's fascinating about this. Of eventually you'll find it just takes a lot of time and patience.
Yeah, if you try and rush the process, you're always disappointed. But if you can just wait and let the stuff reveal itself as it wants to, then in the end it always pays rewards.
It still amazes me the type of things you continue to find from colonial times that have been buried here all this time.
It surprises me too. Like I said, I was expecting us not to find very much over here, and then we just found just an incredible amounts of material. And so somebody is breaking things here and doing something here. We just need to figure out what that is.
The fact that so much occurred on this site over the years, and yet you're still finding things that maybe were last touched until you got them by the Washingtons. So, it's a great thing.
Or even earlier, tons of prehistoric material coming out of here, and so stuff from 2,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago. It's all here, just waiting to be found.
Well, and the other thing, Dave, is every day. you never know what you're going to find. You never know what's under the next layer.
No, and you don't know. I remember I'd always wanted to find this wine bottle seal, and one day this woman who was on her first day on the dig found 3 of them. And I was over there just watching her, just scraping away at my little square. I was at the same layer as her. I should have found those. But no, I had put in my years waiting to find those, and and to her it didn't mean anything, and I'm just sitting there going, great, I'm very happy for you.
Everything you find this year, everything comes out, so it all is cataloged and then goes back over to the main area.
Yeah, so we'll wash it, we'll identify it, we'll catalog it, we'll label it, and then we'll analyze it. All this material goes. I'm actually bringing an expert in from Maryland to come and sort of look at we've plotted out the artifacts for the entire work yard, and we're ready to sort of analyze it. And I've done, Laura and I have done a lot of preliminary stuff about that. And so now we want to test our theories. We're bringing in the dream destroyer, who will come in and sort of teach us a lesson in humility by making fun of what we've decided.
Well, what you found, though, is fascinating as far as learning. We have learned a lot about how the Washingtons lived.
and sort of how this work yard operated. This is a critical part of this operation of the site. And so the place we were digging last year, we now think was a scullery, or a place where dishes were washed. And then we have a place where bowls were mended. And then there's the wig curler activity area where I think the wigs were cleaned. All those activity areas are taking place in there. There's a storage building in there where sort of root vegetables are being stored. And so all those things sort of interact as part of the world of work in the 18th century.
Well, I know there's a lot of archaeology goes on in Virginia, but I don't know that there's any place doing what you're doing here.
I would say that's pretty fair. So this is a pretty unique opportunity to understand how a plantation works.
Yeah.
And then the great part about it is we get to actually put it back on the landscape. So the work yard, as we finish it and as we understand it, we'll put it back to look like it did in the site. Same with the mid yard where the trash is all thrown out.
Yeah.
We'll put in modern trash in that area.